Now, the Nazism, as had been founded by Professor Carl Ritter, the same year, 1848, that Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto, had to be used to foment World War II for the purpose of destroying the German Empire and reducing the strength of the British Empire so it was no longer a world power. And we'll know that that is exactly what happened. But according to the Pike Plan and this overall revolutionary blueprint, it also had to be used so that the political Zionist Party would be given a sovereign state in Palestine, where the differences between political Zionism and the Arabs would and could be used to foment World War III. The Treaty of Marseille was deliberately written in such a manner that it facilitated those who were directing the world revolutionary movement of starting World War II when they thought the time was right. You'll find all kinds of documentation in there, secret messages passing between the heads of your government and ours. And let me tell you this, some friends of mine, high-ranking British officers, and some of your own countrymen, did everything within their powers to try and prevent World War II breaking out. They knew the details of this conspiracy as I'm explaining it to you. They went to Prime Minister Chamberlain and they told him that if he allowed World War II to break out into a hot and shooting war, that it would be continued until Britain had been destroyed as a world power. They even convinced Chamberlain of the truth of their statements. And that is why he went to Munich and came back with his umbrella and a piece of paper saying peace in our time. But then Chamberlain was maneuvered into a position where he had to declare war to keep the promise to the Polish people over the Karler incident. But you know that the first months of that war, we referred to it as a phony war. Chamberlain and the Premier of France had agreed that they would not bomb any German targets other than strictly military targets. That didn't suit these bloodthirsty international gangsters. That was too slow. So they gave orders that Chamberlain had to be got rid of, and Chamberlain didn't know what to do. He told Commander Ramsey, a very highly decorated officer in Army intelligence, and a man who was a member of Parliament for Peeblesshire in Scotland, he said, if you will only get me definite evidence of what is going on behind the scenes, he said, I will put a stop to this war. Ramsey approached a man in the American embassy, and he told him, if you will only give me copies of the secret correspondence and signals that was passing between Churchill and Roosevelt, and let me have them just long enough to show the Prime Minister, he says, we'll end this war. And that clerk, that cipher clerk, did as requested in the hope that by so doing he could prevent World War II being developed into the Holocaust that it was. That man was Tyler Kent. That sealed not only Chamberlain's fate, but it sealed the fate of all those patriots who were working in close cooperation with Captain Ramsey. And the powers behind the government insisted that there be an election. Churchill was elected Prime Minister. The 12 o'clock of the day of May the 12th, that he was elected Prime Minister, he gave the Royal Air Force orders that they were to bomb open towns and cities in Germany that night. At midnight, he broke the previous Prime Minister's promise with the French President would not do that, at midnight on that same day, he had the secret police that nobody knew were even in existence in England raid the homes of 400 and some odd patriots, including admirals of the British Navy, and they took them and their wives out of their beds in the middle of the night and locked them up in Brixton Prison without a charge or opportunity for trial, and they kept them there for 4.5 years. I'm not telling you a fairy tale. I'm quoting historical facts. The people of England have never been allowed to know that yet, and yet I have Admiral Sir Barry Donville, with whom I am in constant correspondence, and I served with his brother in the First World War on the same ship, and I know every detail of everything that happened about that. Admiral Donville was one of the finest and most capable British admirals that our country produced. He was the greatest fighting admiral that we had in the First World War. He fought and won more engagements in and around the Bight of Heligoland than any other British admiral. He was 4 times decorated by the King with the highest honors that could be conferred on him, and after the war, he was put in charge of all naval establishments and then made Director of Naval Intelligence. Admiral Donville told me that he was 58 years of age before he began to suspect that the secret power that seemed to be able to cause our governments to adopt policies that led to their own destruction was the Illuminati.